Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet, New Hampshire's Modern Rock. Matt Connerton in the RageRockRadio.com studio, sitting here with the members of Might. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. How you doing, Matt?
Good. Please introduce yourselves. Tell me what you do and who you are and all that.
All right. Well, I'm Joe. I'm the bass player, singer of Might. I also the recordist, whatever you'd want to call it.
The engineer.
The engineer. Yeah, that's right. Mixing engineer and all that jazz.
Yeah, I'm Ryan, the drummer. That's all I do. Is play drums.
No. It's not all Ryan does. What else do you do,
I do drums. That's what I do. Drums with a period at the end.
And what about the website?
And I make the website. Yes.
Oh, very good. And there's a third gentleman in the room who we'll be hearing from later. What does
we don't really care about him that much.
Oh, okay.
He's not. He doesn't want to sit down. He doesn't.
No,
want to sit
he's the guitar player.
Yeah.
This is John Huss. Say hi very loud.
Hey, I'm the banker.
And he's the banker. Well, that's
yes. John deals with all our finances.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And do you have some method of auditing him and making sure that he's doing
No, we're
everything
hoping
correctly?
that we ask him questions here and there, but we don't force him to show us the papers.
Yeah.
Well, we have the advantage.
Pull
of
out the shoebox full of receipts or whatever he does.
Sure.
We have the advantage of him being an actual banker, so hopefully we can keep himself in check.
Your finances are safe with him.
Yeah, sure.
All right, very good. Well, why don't we play a track and then we'll come back and talk. What do you guys want to start the show with?
All right. Well, this song is a quick one. It's a fun one though. So far, right now, it's called Monster Truck Cheeseburger. It may stick. I think it might stick.
Yeah.
So,
I think we should keep that name.
It's a great title.
All right. So yeah, enjoy.
All right, here it is, Monster Truck Cheeseburger from Might on Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet.
Yes,
sir.
not
Not mite as in like a dust mite or.
No.
Actually, there's a funny thing that when I was telling my my band name to my dad, which I have to run everything by the pops.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that inspired the rock and roll in me anyway. And I told him the band name. Like, hey, what do you think? We're gonna be called Might from now on. And he's like, I how's it spelled? And I was like, M-I-G-H-T, like maybe, or like strength, And he's like, it'd be cooler if it was M-I-T. So I had to respectfully disagree with him on that one.
Yeah. Is he a musician?
Oh, yeah. He's a bass player.
Is he the one who taught you how to play?
No. He's the one that taught me, that it's cool to rock on stage.
Cool. Yeah.
So I mean, as a little tyke, I would watch him, practicing and playing shows and stuff like that, and I wanted to do that. So at some point, I kicked him off and I took his place. No, he's still playing. He's real good.
Does he still play out? Is he still in a band?
Yeah. He plays in a cover band, but like a pretty big cover band.
Really?
He gets a lot more people at his shows than I do.
Oh, no kidding.
That's gonna change. You wait.
I'm working on it, man. Working on it.
Well,
we're in recording mode right now, so
Yeah.
we haven't been playing a lot of shows.
So the tracks that we're hearing tonight, are they on an upcoming disc that you're going to be releasing?
We're working on a CD that's just shy of an LP. We were one song that we didn't want to put out. We wanted, all killer,
We're going
no
for
filler.
quality, not quantity on this one.
Sure.
So we're trimming the fat where we need to.
But we're going to be done by the end of the month. We're getting it mastered in a week. So yeah, that's something I want to preface. While you're listening to these are unmastered versions.
Sure.
So what we're going to get back when we're done is going to be better than that. And there's a couple mix fixes that we're going to do and stuff like that. So these will sound a lot better than they already do right now.
Now, is it going to be a full length disc when it comes out?
Like I said,
Hopefully.
it's just shy of an LP.
Where
Okay.
if you're going by if you're going by some sort of a black and white world where 29 minutes and 59 seconds isn't going to cut it, but 30 minutes makes it a full length. You know what I mean?
Actually, there's a lot of CDs coming out now that only
They're-
have 8 or 9 songs on them.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're honestly we're right under. If you're going for a 30-minute cutoff, we're right under that.
It's
Yeah.
it's just enough. You know what I mean? Like I'd obviously I'd have a serious love for this music, but after all this hugeness, you need a little rest. So I think we got just enough songs that you get to the end of the CD and you're gonna want to listen again, rather than
Yeah, if I ever pull out a CD with 16 songs on it, I guarantee you that I like less than 16 songs on the album. So with this, we're guaranteeing you're gonna like all 7.
So are you keeping it to that length, not because you want to hurry up and get it out, but because you actually think that is the ideal length for a disc?
that's our quality
yeah,
right there.
we think it's better.
We went in with 8 and we came out with 7. It's
Sure.
just where it ended up. It's how it came out.
Now, we possibly could have worked the last song, and I think I still will, and we'll put it on a compilation or something like that, because we still like the song a lot, but it wasn't ready, and we need to put some work into it to make it ready, And these songs were just that level above that one song, so it was worth it.
All
to
the
us.
songs are 10s, and we don't want any 9s on the album.
Yeah.
Ryan's the confidence of the group.
I am the overconfidence of the group. Yes.
How long have you guys been around?
Well, John and I have been playing in bands since high school. So how many years is that, John? Come
like
on,
3 or 4 or 5.
about 10 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a long time. But I just met this strapping young lad.
Strapping's right.
What is it, a year and a half?
Yeah, we've been. I joined the band in 2009. If you ever venture to the website, it'll say the band was formed, and then it'll say the band was solidified.
Okay.
And that was me sneaking in the fact that I solidified.
Yes.
Because before when I joined the band, all these guys did was hang around in their basement and record demos.
Right.
And, play one show every 5 months. Mm-hmm. And then I joined the band.
And we still play one show every 5
No,
months.
no, but when we do play shows, they're awesome.
Right.
No, but I mean,
So you made the
We're
band
we're
whole.
moving. No, we're moving though. We're growing.
but we had
treating the
another
band like a
drummer that
business.
was he was definitely a good drummer, but we didn't realize at the time that he wasn't the right fit. You know what I mean? He's more funky and like he had this like groovy thing going on. We needed a drummer with can I say sack on the radio? We needed a drummer with some sack. So, we got an import from Maine here. He brought all the sack to the
That's
game.
good. I can tell people I'm the sack of the band. Thank you.
Right. Absolutely. You're the solidifier and you're the sack.
That's right.
That's awesome.
That's right.
Exactly.
How do you describe your sound? You guys have a pretty big sound.
We've
for a three-piece.
if you every once in a while we sneak in the word tone.
Uh-huh.
It means
a good word.
I'm not really. It just means these guys know what instruments to use and what sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot of processing. it doesn't sound like a bunch of Walmart toys being used while we play. You know what I mean? Like we're playing with real equipment and we're using it correctly.
There's not a Casio keyboard in there anywhere.
Right. Well,
if it is, it's it's for the charm of it, and it's not to add all these extra crazy things.
We're your meat and potatoes rock and roll band, and we're very good at what we do. And it's pure tone. We know how to tune and we know how to play.
There's a trend in rock and roll today that everything's been so chopped and screwed, and like everything's fixed to be also sonically perfect, and it's misleading because there's so many bands that don't sound like what their albums sound like. The lead singer isn't necessarily singing in key, which if you listen to these tracks, I'm not always singing in key. We're not playing to a click to a lot of these tracks. Like this is people performing instruments.
Yeah,
sure.
And the human nuance is what makes this worth listening to.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a computer. It doesn't sound like the singer has been put through 500 filters. When you see a really bad Photoshop image,
sure,
and it's just some guy just clicking filters left and right, and it's the stained glass, and then the light filter, and then the page curl at the bottom, and the drop shadows and all the fonts, and it's the same thing. It's we're stripping.
This must be what it sounds like when I talk to people about audio.
Yeah,
that I was like, what? It's even a filter, like coffee filter.
I think people know what filter means. I don't know.
So what you sound like on the disc is what you sound like live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's definitely some production flourishes.
Sure.
That's just because you can never capture the same energy that you have live. Mm-hmm. So you gotta. It's not that you have to compensate, but and especially, we're up at Rocking Horse, and that's the studio we've been working at. And there's all these toys and fun stuff to play with. Like everything's analog. I will say that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You
get a warmer sound from it, certainly.
Oh, it's like I said, the nuance. You can hear the mechanics working. Mm-hmm. You can tell there's a human playing everything.
Everything is mixed through a board, and everything is summed to a mix bus compressor, and all the compressors are real compressors and stuff. So it's this warm, rich sound that you get, and we like it better than the glassy, like poppy rock that's out there these days,
Cool. Well, let's play another track. What do you guys want to play?
This might be another temporary name, but we're gonna play a song called Farmer J.
Farmer J.
It's grander and more sweeping than the name is, but there's a reason for the name, so it works out good.
All right, I'm going to ask you the reason for the name after the song.
Sounds good.
Hear it. All right, so this is Farmer J by Might on Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet. Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet, New Hampshire's Modern Rock, sitting here with Mike. All right, so tell me, what does Farmer J mean? What is the origin of that name? Temporary.
Well, the song Farmer J is more of an image thing. You know, I was writing the song when I was like really, really broke. You know, it was going to be one of those like cry yourself to sleep sort of stories. I guess, you know, like really broke and really going through some crappy times. And I was finding that, you know, that inspiration seems to strike you when things are going pretty, I can't say the S word, pretty bad, right? And so the image of this song, we were working on it. Like I kept on saying, I'm like, man, this song sounds like the storm's coming at you, and it's like gonna come and rain down on you. Yeah. So I got like, my lyrics are stupid in that I make up all these little stories about him, you know. So I had this image of this dude that's standing there, like on the plains, and like, you know, he's a farmer, and all of his crops are dying, all of his animals are you know, there's a big drought, and he sees this big nasty storm coming, like terrifying, huge storm. And it could potentially, you know, you could have mudslides and wreck all this stuff, but there's this part of him that really needs this. So out of this melee is what you need to succeed, or you need to get to where you're trying to go. So, you know, it's like a means to an end sort of thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I think it was one of those songs that the lyrics came to meet what this song sounded like. You know, you have certain songs where you have your lyrics and you kind of have the music meet them. But I think it was one of those songs where we had the building blocks of the song, and then we were writing lyrics around, because it has a very, you know, specific sound to it. You know, it doesn't just sound like a rock song. It kind of, you know, literally sounds like a storm.
Hey, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm John. I'm the guitarist of the band.
That's the new voice in the interview. So now you guys have recorded at Rocking Horse?
Right.
Right. My uncle owns a studio called Rocking Horse.
That's your uncle that owns it?
Yeah.
That's a very popular studio. I know a lot of bands that recorded there.
I love that place, man. And I mean, you know, so obviously I got a pretty good chance to record a lot of stuff for not all that much money, but I mean, it's still money. I mean,
sure.
But it's a beautiful facility, and you know, I feel like a kid in a candy shop when I get to go in there and track stuff. You know, you have this big, huge live room, and that's responsible for the big sound of Ryan's drums. Is that, you know, we have all the spot mics and everything like that, but you put that room mic up in there, and then all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, this is huge. So I mean, it helps that he has huge drums and he plays them like a gorilla. You know.
Yeah,
that also contributes to it.
Do you guys all write together? Who writes the tunes?
Yeah, we all write together. I mean, sometimes I'll come in, you know, with a guitar riff or something, and usually what happens is, you know, when we get all together, Joey usually figures out a way to make it usable. Because sometimes my guitar stuff it won't just be like a riff. I'll think I have a song, but it might be jagged, or it might not have much consistency. And then usually when Joey brings his bass into it, you know, it comes out sounding a lot more polished. It sounds.
It's always a collaborative effort. You know, musically anyway. I'd say even up to the melody. You know, the melody and the vocals. Like I sing as we're playing. I don't necessarily have the words, which gets me into trouble sometimes when I'm trying to write lyrics, because I'm like, I really want an O sound with a hard ST at the end of this. You know, like I'm killing myself trying to come up with these lyrics, but.
Sure.
And sometimes Joey will have like this awesome lyric that just like, oh, this sounds perfect. I'm saying something about a dog and a Cadillac in the sky, and it'll be like, but I need to make this into connect to something else.
Yeah, that's another thing that ends up being the subjects of the song is, you know, whatever my favorite BS line happens to be from the song at the time. You know, will dictate. Which sometimes it works out great, you know, because I'll be feeling that in that moment, and it'll have the color, you know, like the subject will have the color of the song, and have that sort of shading. It's an interesting way of doing things. It certainly sucks at times, but it's come out good.
Do you guys have a lot of tunes, or are you as picky about what you?
We're not very good about, like, when we write new stuff. We are not always that good about keeping our old stuff fresh and continuing to play. We get very excited about new stuff, and then a lot of times we forget about old stuff. But I mean, we probably have. I mean, I wouldn't really know how many songs we actually have. But
I don't know. We got like
15 or 20,
15
maybe.
songs, and even that we probably have more than that, but that have just gone. Like we concentrate when we play. We concentrate, you know, whether we're recording or whether we're going to be playing a show. We picture a set list. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so we represent that set list at that time. You know, so when we go out to play, we're going to be playing those songs. You know, sometimes, you know, we have songs that we can switch in and out if we're playing multiple shows in a row and stuff like that, and that helps out a lot. But for the most part, we have, you know, we want to have this image of this block of songs. You know what I mean? So we'll have like a 9-song set with a 7-song EP, you know?
Are your songs tend to be kind of long, on the longer side?
No. We have all, we don't discriminate.
Well, what's that's relative. I mean, what's a long song? I mean, like I think our shortest song is at like 3 minutes,
just
right?
under 3 minutes. Yeah, Monster Truck Cheeseburger, which we already heard, was just under 3 minutes. So that's pretty short as far as songs go. But then the last one we just heard, Farmer J is almost 5 minutes.
Yeah, because I was going to say I've seen you live, and it seems like some of your tunes, you guys kind of jam a little.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's like, I mean, that's like kind of the attitude of the music is like, you know, some of these songs are meant to be like these big sweeping, like they're supposed to sound looming, you know, like,
right.
you know, and you can't, you know, you crap it out in 2 minutes and it doesn't count, you know, it just doesn't feel as complete. So yeah, it all depends on the song, you know, for how long it is. We won't jam for the sake of jamming.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. All right. Well, why don't we play another track? What do you guys want
Oh, we hadn't thought of this one.
to present to us?
About Apollo Down.
All right, do that one.
All right, this song's called Apollo Down.
All right. Apollo Down from Mite on Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet.
Weekend goes hot and cold. Come pick your porridge. You won't be sleeping alone tonight, my dear. I'm here. So put your captions to the act again.
a song called "Killer" because this song is actually about this particular incident.
Oh, really? Okay.
Of us being kicked off the stage.
Cool.
So I think it's kind of appropriate.
All right, so it's called Killer?
It's called "Killer." It's the first track on that CD.
Oh, very good. All right. So this is Killer from Might on Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet.
You should recount the statements. The rewards from your flood insurance were wasted.
Local Outbreak, Local Outbreak, 100.1 The Planet, New Hampshire's modern rock. Sitting here with Might. So what do you guys have coming up? Do you have any shows coming up that you want to mention? I know you're kind of focused on finishing up the disc, but any big summer plans aside from that you want to talk about?
This really nice kid who lives in Hampstead is putting on he did this last year, and I got to give him props. A bunch of kids showed up, and he got it done. He does like a 2 or 3 day like local music fest. He does it actually in Hampstead, which is a small little town. He does it right downtown in the park.
Oh wow!
But it's a bunch of kids that we've known for many years. they're real big fans. We help them out with stuff. A lot of bands we've worked with before. So we're going to be doing that. It's on the weekend of the 26th of June.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we're playing either the Friday or the Saturday night. I don't think they have the lineup yet, but that's what we have in the works right now.
Outdoor shows are always fun.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
Not as much acoustic problems. Now,
True.
This is a good chance for us to plug our website, because I know
Please, yeah.
my drummer would probably hurt me if I didn't, because he put much work into it. And so yeah, it's mitetheband.com. So as soon as we have our day solidified for that little festival, we'll have that down. I don't know. We were talking about possibly hooking up with you guys somehow to get a CD release going, because our master's going to be done in like 2 weeks, and probably within the next month, I'd like to put something together and have like a real CD release party. I've never got to have one of those yet, man. I've released CDs, and it's always been like, oh, okay. Or like I've released CDs for other artists that I play for and stuff like that. It hasn't been like my band's stuff. So yeah, I mean, keep up on the website, www.mitetheband.com. And
do you also have Facebook and MySpace and all that?
Yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, you can do it.
We have that there. We keep the shows updated there, but we always put our link to our website.
So mitetheband.com is kind of the hub.
Sure.
of all that.
Sure. But I mean, you could do www.myspace.com / blah blah blah.
You go on there.
Mite the Band. It's always Mite the Band, never just Mite. Because if you put in Mite on MySpace, you get some Filipino kid.
Really?
That's trying to get laid. It's pretty funny.
Huh.
So, I mean, if you're looking for a laugh, you could check.
He could be your mascot.
Yeah, he
A
could.
little promotional tie in there.
Only if he's actually getting laid. That's the grounds for being our mascot. Someone has to be getting laid.
Well, good. All right, so everybody make sure you go to mitetheband.com to keep up on what you guys are doing. And, I've seen you guys live, and I look forward to seeing you live again. You're
Cool, man.
definitely, like I said, you got a nice big sound for a three-piece, which is very cool. Always
Thank you.
impressive. And a lot of good tunes. So good to have you here this week. What do you guys want to wrap up the show with?
Well, we'll just put our regular in. This is this song's Big Red, and people that might have been listening to this station, I guess you've been playing it. I've been hearing, right? It stinks. I don't get the radio station in my hometown.
Where is that?
It's in Chester.
Yeah.
Chester, New Hampshire. We don't get much of
Yeah,
anything
you don't
in
get
there.
much in.
We don't have a supermarket, so
Right.
yeah. But from what I hear, the song has been on the radio a couple times, and it's a classic of ours. It's off our first self-titled EP, which is also for sale on our website.
Oh, very good.
This is called Big Red.
Okay. Well, Mike, thanks very much for being here with us this week. And this has been Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet, New Hampshire's Modern Rock.
Salutations, great to meet